welcome to the special bonus part of the For Real Movie Club for May. We're doing dinosaur films, so we're going to, of course, tackle the Jurassic Park films. And it's a little weird if you do Jurassic Park 1 and 2, you don't do Jurassic Park 3. So, bonus, yay. Unfortunately, it's Jurassic Park 3. That's the downside to it. Will had mentioned before he likes Jurassic Park 3 but better than Jurassic Park 2. And in some ways I do, in some ways I don't. In the grand scheme of things, they both suck in my mind. Because Jurassic Park 1 is just leaps and bounds better in every possible way. But there's some good parts, there's some bad parts. Sam, what's the first thing you think of when you think of Jurassic Park 3?
That I still want to shoot Mrs. Kirby.
She's hot, though.
Oh, God, she was annoying. Oh, God, she was annoying. Like, every time Grant would tell her to do something, you knew she was going to do the exact opposite of what he told her to do. It's almost like he should have just been like, all right, Mrs. Kirby, run! Because then she would have just fucking stood there. Oh, God.
Yeah, there is that annoying part at the toward the beginning of the movie, not exact.
Where like they find the dead dinosaur and the T-Rex looks up and he's like, no one make a move. And then they just start running. And he's like, well, I guess I gotta run with them or else I'm gonna be like... Oh, God. Oh, God. And then it's like, okay, we got the T-Rex back, guys. T-Rex again. So let's have the Spinosaur kill it. Because now we're gonna see just how badass this dinosaur is. Eh?
Yeah, let's prove that he's better than the T-Rex by having him kill a T-Rex.
Right.
And it's like, this Spinosaur, is that a real dinosaur?
It is a real dinosaur.
Okay, because it sounds fake as hell.
It's because it has that sail on its back. I can't...
Why don't you call it like the Metasaurus or something like?
I can't attest that it is like more powerful than a T-Rex, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are annoying about this movie, and you mentioned Taylor Leone's character, how he flat out tells her, you shouldn't be yelling, and she's like, what? It played for laughs, but at the same time, you're dead if you do it, so don't do it. And,
I just looked into it. Spinosaurus is real, but it looks like they took a lot of fucking liberties with, like, what it looked like.
It's actually a flying, swimming goat.
Well, like, from what I'm seeing, it says, like, they've actually... Here we go. Spinosaurus appeared in the 2001 film Jurassic Park 3, replacing Tyrannosaurus as the main antagonist. The film's consulting paleontologist was quoted as saying, if we base the ferocious factor on the length of the animal, there was nothing that ever lived on this planet that could match this creature. Also, my hypothesis is that T-Rex was actually a scavenger rather than a killer. Spinosaurus was really the predatory animal. But then, like, the way it's built, like, it's portrayed as larger and more powerful. And it, like, breaks the T-Rex's neck. But, like, it has, like, its bones, at least. It's got, like, really tiny legs. And it's just a long animal with, like, shorter hands and stuff. Like, it almost just looks like it was meant for swimming. Like, God. The creature would not have been like it was in the... Like, okay, it's Jurassic Park. It's a movie. We can all calm down for a second that, oh, but this isn't like the animal was supposed to be. But this is actually taking, like, a movie that tried really hard to be, like, scientific. And then just throwing that out the window. Completely. I mean, you had the Spinosaurus, which was nothing like a real Spinosaurus would have been. Period. At all. And then you have Velociraptors that are way smarter than they ever would have been.
That stupid scene with the formaldehyde. And that too, I mean... They got the head there, and she's just staring at it, and then it's like, I'm not gonna blink until boo. Like,
right. And then it pops out from behind. And I know it was a dream. I know it was a dream. But when Grant is on the plane, and he looks over and sees the fucking raptor, Alan. God damn it. Why?
You can call me Ross for Velociraptor.
Ooh.
Just a stupid idea. It's like you compare the scene of Grant in a helicopter, imagining a goddamn velociraptor talking to him, to the first film, which during that part, I mean, I mentioned it, and if you haven't clicked on that part, I don't know why, but click on that part and listen to it. Brilliant scene. Two female ends find a way. Dr. Grant takes the two female ends of his seatbelt, ties it together. It's like, that's symbolism. It works. It's logical. Jurassic Park 3's got a goddamn talking velociraptor.
Right.
Okay. Like,
And you know what? They had the opportunity. It would have been a better movie, I think. Yeah, they could, like, you could have made it work. But again, why go back to Isla Sorna? Why did they just abandon Isla Nublar?
I guess because they wanted to make it so, like, there's more dinosaurs in Sorna.
Yeah, but like,
And, like, they're more wild, so they could do crazy shit. Like, they had the raptors had their eggs. And, isn't there something that somebody said, like,
I mean, that basically happened on Isla Nublar. Like, when the park actually shut down, all the animals went wild and they kind of nested.
That's true.
So, like, I think that's actually what, like, the premise of Jurassic World is. Like, the park, Jurassic World, is built, I think...
It should be on Newbar.
No, it's on Nublar. But it's not where Jurassic... It's not like they just knocked down Jurassic Park and then built Jurassic World on top of it. I think World is on another section of the island.
That makes sense.
Because there are scenes that I've seen, like, still images from the movie, where remember, like, the scene where the two kids are eating in that little area?
Yeah.
And, like, they freak because the velociraptors found them? There's like, a painting on the wall, and there's, like, a picture of a velociraptor there. Remember, and then you see the shadow of it behind it?
Vaguely. I haven't watched the trailer in a while.
Yeah. It's one of the kids in Jurassic World, and he's at that mural. So he found the Jurassic Park Welcome Center. Which tells me when they try to escape Jurassic World, and they're running from the creatures, they end up finding Jurassic Park.
That makes sense.
Which I think that's going to be really cool. But
yeah,
like
in this one, you know, Jurassic Park 3, they've got a goddamn tourist attraction of...
Which never should have been there, because they said Site B wasn't supposed to be another park. It was just where they grew the dinosaurs. At least that's what they said in Lost World.
Yeah.
And then they moved them to the park. There shouldn't have been features and like stuff like that.
There shouldn't have been the, what do they call them? The vending machines.
Vending machines would have been like for the workers, I would have thought.
Yeah, but like the workers should be getting paid salary, you know? They shouldn't have to pay for the vending machines and shit. Like, give them a goddamn candy bar.
Yeah, go to the cafeteria like everybody else.
Shout out to CinemaSins for pointing this out, and I didn't notice this. But in Jurassic Park 2, they prominently feature crackle bars. Like, there's a whole scene where they try to hide it and stuff. In Jurassic Park 3, the kid's eating Nestle Crunch.
Huh.
And it's like, wow, you really like these type of candy bars, don't you? We talked about the first Jurassic Park movie has... The kids are good. Like, they make sense. The relationship with Alan Grant and the kids are great. You know, perfect.
Yeah.
Second movie, you've got Jeff Goldblum's randomly annoying adopted daughter with her gymnastics competition and that kind of
I thought she was his blood daughter.
Or was she? Or was she an adopted one? No, she was a blood daughter. That's right.
Yeah,
because then they throw that joke out there and they go, "You see any resemblance?" Or like,
right?
Yeah. And she's annoying as hell. And then in this movie, they're like, you know, it would be cool if one of the kids can do this kind of shit. You know, he's one of those like hip kids.
Well, like they made him like a survivor,
right?
So like he knew almost probably as much as Grant did.
Yeah, he lives for 8 weeks on the island, and he gets T-Rex urine. Oh, how'd you get this? You don't want to know. Yeah, I do, because you're a fucking 8-year-old.
Right, because like that means you crept beneath a T-Rex and let it piss on you to collect it.
Yeah, and why didn't it kill you?
Right, how did you sneak up on it and then sneak away.
Because the adopted dad, the stepdad or whatever he is, he gets killed just with the parachute attached to him. He's that skull.
Yeah, he like basically dies on impact.
Yet the kid gets out of it. He's fine for 8
Well,
weeks.
oh well, no. He says go get help, and then he kind of just starves to death, I guess. Which that's a way to go. And like, how is he bones after 8 weeks? Like, he's just pure bone.
Well, I guess they picked him apart. But
then the wings would have been ripped out.
It's a weird movie. I mean, the Kirbys are a group of people that their kid gets lost, so they decide to hire Alan Grant to go and, like...
pretend to be rich.
And he's like, nothing can get me on the island. And they're like, we've got money. And he's like, all right. Like, shit, dude.
Like, if you want to fund my research, because apparently I can't get any funding, even though I'm one of the few people to actually have seen a goddamn dinosaur.
And I worked with the rich John Hammond, who said he would fund my shit.
Right, who he still exists in that universe. He should still be alive. He didn't die in Lost World, right?
I don't think they ever mentioned him dying.
I know the actor recently died.
Yeah.
But I've heard, at least from trailers for Jurassic World, that like his voice says "Welcome to Jurassic World." So they may have gotten the actor to do some stuff. So he should still be alive and kicking in Jurassic Park 3. And I doubt he like... I know they made it a big deal in Lost World that like he lost the company.
Right.
But he still like... he should still have money, like maybe not a billionaire, but he should still have enough money that he's fine.
It's really nuts. Like, they really just, it's another cash grab. Like, let's do another Jurassic Park film. And, you know, there's not really anything memorable about it. Like, it's cool that they have the pterosaurs, because they didn't really do anything with pterodactyls or anything in the first two.
Right.
And having a big bird cage doesn't make much sense, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, the birdcage, that's the analogy of, like, there shouldn't have been anything on that park. Because the birdcage, you don't need a birdcage for pterosaurs. The only reason you make that a birdcage is because it looks nice. It looks cool and funny that, like, people visiting would be like, oh, look, it's a birdcage, and there's, like, flying dinosaurs. The actual scientists and workers on the island shouldn't have given two shits, and that would not have been an actual birdcage.
It's really like a stretch to get any like positive stuff out of the movie. Same thing with the second one.
Yeah.
And at most, it's like, well, it's kind of good that they had like that 3D printer thing with the trachea or whatever it was, and
that was kind of cool.
You know, like that's kind of cool, and like the pterosaur thing's kind of cool a little bit, but they should have killed Billy. Like he's fine afterward. So it's like, well, they're not really much of a threat. And it's kind of ridiculous that, like, he calls up Ellie, and it's like, well, she got the Navy and the Army and the military, the Marines and the fucking Air Force and whatever, and it's like...
But, like, she's married, like, with a kid, and it's not with him, but, like, they set that up in the first one, like, they're practically engaged.
Right.
So what, like, surviving a terrible event drove them apart?
Yeah, it's disappointing that that kid's not theirs.
Right.
Like,
because he just calls him the Dinosaur Man.
Yeah.
Like, not even like mommy's friend, Alan. It's Dinosaur Man.
Now, if somebody had pitched you after Jurassic Park 2 and said, what should we do for Jurassic Park 3? What would you have done?
How would I have done it?
Yeah. Not like directing and stuff, because that's different, but like, what would the story be? I know I wouldn't go with the whole fake rich couple lost their kid.
No, yeah. Honestly, I probably would have done Jurassic World as Jurassic Park 3.
That's probably what I would have done too.
Maybe not call it Jurassic World, I probably would have just called it Jurassic Park. But I probably would have said, like, the park is open.
I probably would have gone with something like Jurassic Park Returns.
I don't know about Returns. That seems like, I know, like, these movies are based from the 90s. And, like, 3 is the only one that took place in the 2000s. but that just seems really like 80s, 90s. Like
That's
it just makes me
probably
think.
why I would have gone with it, you know, because then it's like the
Yeah,
park returns and whatever. And hey guys, remember Jurassic Park being great? That's returning. Like
yeah,
back in 2001 when they were making this, I would have done that. But
yeah. I probably would have still called it Jurassic Park 3, and I can't even say I wouldn't have made the 3 the claw marks
no, that was
because,
kind of
like,
cool.
yeah, I don't know that I did. You know what? I like the poster for Jurassic Park 3 that had the shadow of the pterosaur on it.
See, I don't like that.
Really?
The
Because
shadow is kind of like unnecessary. I think.
it kind of shows you there's going to be like new things here. But yeah.
It's just
I like one of the things I liked though about the Spinosaur was that fucking like was it a cell phone? Because it was like 2001, so I thought it was more like a radio phone.
yeah, satellite phone.
Yeah, satellite phone. And like you just hear that stupid ringtone, and then like you hear it, and he's like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And then you see the just dinosaur walking towards you. It's like, oh god, like that's just like a it. It might seem silly on film, but if that was you, and you're like, "Oh my god, the satellite phone," so like he's right here, like where is he? And you just all of a sudden look and you hear it, and you just see the dinosaur. You're like, all right, well, I may as well just sit here because I can't run, like I'm dead.
To be fair though, if this was real and I was in this situation, I'd be dead in a minute.
Oh god, yes.
Like, not only does that kind of the whole suspension of disbelief thing not happen anymore, I am not a survivor. Like,
Right.
I would not be the type of person like this little kid that's like, you know, I figured out a way to get T-Rex piss and it, you know, makes the velociraptors go away. I would be like, nope, I'm dead. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna die in like 20 minutes because I'll make a mistake. I probably wouldn't even die from the dinosaurs. Die from the goddamn like jungle.
Starvation. Like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to like survive eating them.
I would be stupid enough that I would like trip and fall and break my leg and get an infection and die. Like, and
Or
this
like
kid survives for 8 weeks.
eat the wrong 70 million-year-old berry.
Yeah, and immediately keel over, and you know. So it's hard to believe that a kid could do that. It's hard to believe that the Kirby parents would ever let your kid do that kind of shit. Like, really, just you know, it stretches. And when I threw a little reference out there. When I had seen The Lost World, I saw it in theaters because we found movie tickets. For Jurassic Park 3, things went even weirder. First time I saw this movie, I watched a bootleg. And for those who don't know, I live in like the Philly area, and you know you can get stuff from Philly because Philly's a trash hole. But there's a lot of like flea markety kind of things around that. Like Sam's in the same area, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm trying to explain it to you guys. Like
Yeah.
not around our area, but close enough that a lot of people from Philly go to them. And I went to one of them, and I saw a bunch of bootlegs, and I was just like, "Oh, Jurassic Park 3. I think I'll pick that up." It was like $2 for a VHS. Turned out to be a black and white copy with some kind of Asian subtitles. I don't know what, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. And at one point in the movie, a little error screen popped up because it was like recorded from a computer. And they had to click like an OK button. And I'm like, this is terrible.
Wow.
So, watching the film, I didn't get to see like any good CGI because it's all black and white and grainy and shit. And the movie, like the plot and stuff sucked. And I was just like, this is the worst movie that they could have ever made. Eventually I rewatched it and I was like, all right, it's not as bad, but it still sucks.
Right.
Like, what would you say stands out as like your favorite and your least favorite part?
I think I'm gonna have to give it for my favorite part to either the satellite phone in the stomach, because like my stomach would drop at that moment. I liked that. Or when they're on the plane and they're like going to leave, and then the fucking thing just like rams in, like straight through, and like eats the guy, and then they crash it again. That was kind of cool. My least favorite part. I'm gonna have to give it to those velociraptors in the containers. Like this woman's walking through. This is a wild animal from millions of years ago. And you're gonna try to tell me that it could stand there knowing it knew what she was doing and decided to hide right there to make her think it was one of the not props, but like one of the visuals. And then she looked at it carefully, and then it moved, and then came and tried to get her. There's nothing you could do, even suspension of disbelief, that would make me think that would ever truly really happen. Unless this dinosaur was like part human or something. And even then, like, I know people that are like not smart enough to do that.
Right.
The only thing that I'll give it is like when they trapped it in that little cage thing, and it starts calling out for help, and Grant's like, "Oh, fuck!" Like that's kind of cool. I'll give them that one. I also won't give it like these are the same creatures that were hunting down the children in the first one. And, like, we're in the tall grass in the second one, killing the people. But it's like, okay, these people just stole our eggs. We are going to slaughter them and rip their throats out. Oh, wait. Oh, they gave them back? Alright, let's go. No! No way! These things would have just destroyed them. Like, oh god. Oh god. They ruined the velociraptors for me in this movie.
What would you give it 0 to 10?
As a film?
Yeah.
Probably give it a 3.
3 makes sense.
It's watchable. It has rewatch ability. So 5 would be like, one way or the other, I'll give it a pass. 4 to me would be like, one way or the other, I didn't like it. 3 would be, yeah, I didn't like it. And I can't exactly recommend it, but it's watchable.
I might go a little bit higher. I'd probably give it about the same as Jurassic Park 2, maybe like a 5.
5?
Because it's better than when I first saw it, but then again, the way that I saw it, you know?
Right. I saw it, like, in theaters. Like, I was 11. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Dinosaurs. And, like, as an 11-year-old, even I was like, it was pretty good. They had some cool new dinosaurs. And then I get older and I'm like, DVDs are a thing. You just watch the original.
I'd have to say probably my favorite part's even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense about giving the eggs back, using the larynx to be able to do the whole, making the sound and, like, that made sense. It was like, okay, you know, you set this up, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the worst part's the freaking helicopter. Alan, what's up? Yeah, so
you want to go eat some dinosaurs?
Hey, Alan, you got eggs? I like eggs. So basically, this boils down to this: dinosaur films, not so great. There's one great one. There's one that a lot of people like from when they're kids. And for the rest.
There's a good one. I mean, I like The Lost World. I'd give The Lost World probably about a 6. But, like, Jurassic Park, I'd give, like, an 8.5 or a 9.
Right. Jurassic Park, if you want to watch any dinosaur film, watch Jurassic Park. And, of course, we're doing this all because of Jurassic World coming up. We are going to see Jurassic World. We're going to do a review point of that. So make sure you guys pay attention to that. Hopefully, we're talking about it as this is just as good as Jurassic Park. But I doubt it. at least if it's better than the ones that we talked about in the other parts of these, then that'll be an upside. But that'll be coming your way later on this month, because we are in June. The June edition of the For Real Movie Club, by the way, is going to be Terminator films, because Terminator is coming our way at the very beginning of July, so we're going to knock that out. And that's another thing where it's like Terminator 1 is awesome, and Terminator 2 is even more fucking awesome, and Terminator 3, I want to kill myself, and Terminator 4...
And 4 is like, is this still a Terminator movie?
Yeah, and Terminator Genesis is looking like, I should have died at Terminator 3. Like, but that'll all be coming your way, everybody. Of course, pay attention to fanboysanonymous.com for more information about all that and everything else that we have for different podcasts and different articles and whatever like that. For my side of the plugs outside of that, if you're into wrestling, go to smarkoutmoment.com to check everything out like that. And if you just want to hear us bullshit about random stuff, the podcast you want to listen to is the All Talk Show. That's on iTunes and Stitcher and youtube.com/alltalkshow. And anything else, just follow Tony Mango and A Mango Tree on Facebook, Twitter, etc. And you'll find everything my way. Sam, anything you want to plug?
No, you can just catch me doing more podcasts and stuff at fanboysanonymous.com. And I'll have something to report for Science 101 when I actually figure out if I'm going to be able to actually make videos, because I have no idea how to make videos. So, yay!
If you know how to make videos and you know science, talk to Sam. So that'll do us in for the May edition of the For Real Movie Club. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thanks to Will and to Sam for joining us for this edition, for joining me, I should say. I think that's it, but you guys, despite the bad side of things when it comes to dinosaur films, keep watching those movies. Go see Jurassic World. Go back, watch Jurassic Park, and we will see you next time. Adios, fanboys and fangirls.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I'm too old for this.
Good day, sir!
You stay classy, San Diego.
Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I'm finished.
That'll do, Pete. That'll do.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get laid!
You're still here? It's over. Go home.